Hi, I'm Lenore. I'm a singer and a voice teacher. I'm a guide on your vocal journey. If you have any questions about singing or you want to improve your singing, I can help you out. You can go ahead to my website, singwell.eu. I have all kinds of resources there and I give online lessons and I can help you out. But today, I'm just going to react to one of the greatest icons of all time, Cyndi Lauper. And what I wanted to do is just a thing that I decided to make sort of a series from. And that's sort of like a then and now, sort of like an evolution of the singer. And we have 3 clips of Cyndi today. One of them, the first one, starts almost 40 years ago. She was like 29. And we're going to see what she was like at the beginning of her career. Let's just get started. Okay, not disappointing whatsoever. I have this lesson in my course Learn from the Best where I give examples of the best singers and how what they're doing, technically with their voices, but the final bottom line is you have to have the attitude, and that's it. So the attitude means that you just give all of yourself to the audience, everything. You don't do things like, you don't do halvesies. You just rip yourself open and show everybody what you got. And that was a crazy dance, and that's exactly how I dance when I hear this song. So it's good to know that I'm not crazy. Well, I am, but I'm not alone. This is amazing. Okay, I need to point the obvious here because we're going to talk about the voice and what she's doing with her voice. Yeah, she's a good singer. And the main reason I think she's a good singer is the twang. I talk about that a lot. Also, by the way, in Learn from the Best. But the twang is basically that clarity and squeakiness and brightness in the voice. Her voice is pretty much the example of twang. It's just like, that's her voice. And when you do that, and I encourage you to experiment with this at home, when you do that, it does a few things. First of all, it takes a load off the throat because there is a lot more resonance pretty much anywhere else, but it's just that the air control, the breath control is a lot more efficient, and that's what she's doing there. She could have more resonance and then make her voice sound less squeaky, but then that wouldn't be her voice and she wouldn't be the icon that she is. So that's her thing. That's what she sounds like. And yeah, in a parallel universe, when she would come to me for lessons, I would not necessarily change it. I would say like, yeah, that's your thing and I love it. And it gives her a lot of control and stability to the voice. The voice is like solid. Just she, opens her mouth and it comes out and it's powerful, and she goes relatively high in the register, no problem at all. This is all twang. And some space, but let's talk about the space a bit later. So yeah, this is incredible. Look at this face. I preach about the badass face all day and all night, and every good singer that I see is doing the badass face, including Cyndi over here. And she's not only, so the badass face, the way I teach it, is cheeks up and jaw down. You've seen her doing that from the very beginning. You can rewind and watch if you don't believe me, or she will do that in a second again, because she just does it all the time, this opening. But she takes it further by also doing this like angry nose kind of thing. And what that does, it opens the nasopharynx mainly. It just opens up the space here in the back. And that's fantastic, fantastic stuff. And it gives, of course, a lot of character and a lot of intensity to the show. And she's not gonna go any lower than that level of energy. This is like only gonna go up from now. It's hard to do. It might sound simple to you to go like, that's all you want. But what I'm doing right now is flipped into head voice, so that's relatively easier than to do what she's doing. She's really going like, ah. Let's see if I can do it. Nah, that's all you really want. It's difficult to really just keep that narrow, squeaky quality without flipping and without mixing it. That's relatively high in the range to do that. So that's impressive that she can do that. Oh yeah, I did it. It's hard though. And my favorite thing about this is at the end of the day, or at the end of the verse slash phrase slash chorus, she has a little bit of a longer note, and what comes out is natural vibrato. And I've talked about that as well quite a few times. Some singers have these beautiful voices, but they're like made beautiful. So they achieve their, that's what I'm doing right now. They achieve their vibrato by shaking the larynx, but they don't have to do that. You can just leave the voice alone. And the vibrato occurs in the resonances, and that's what happens here when she just sticks to her guns and she doesn't change anything. That's the result. Okay, that's great. Let's move on to the second clip. So that's from 3 years later, so she must be like 32 or something. She must be high on that energy. I mean, just imagine the sea of people and everybody's just jumping up and down. All you can do is just jump up and down, and that's what she's gonna do. It's like, but it's great. It's just great. She is just Cyndi Lauper, the same one as before. You're gonna just get what you paid for. She's adding a bit of stage presence. Nothing changed in the voice. It's the same kind of singing, same technique, same use of twang, same use of badass face, and just, you know, if it's working, don't fix it. Don't change a winning team. That's she just stays with her winning team. That's so good. By the way, that last note, the very last note, also in the last phrase, when you're gonna live your life right, what you're gonna do with your life. So she is sort of like letting that go. That might be the only quote-unquote complaint that I will put out there, but I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying those notes kind of disappeared. That's because she added air on them. But what she didn't do is when she went to the high note, my father said, that was without the extra air. And that's very important. If you're gonna belt like she is doing here, you can't add the extra h on top of that, because that will hurt your throat. And she didn't. She kept it like solid, concentrated, no extra effort or air. And that's how you should do high notes. So this is a good example of that. Just listen to that a little bit, and see what she's doing there. Oh, that's amazing. So she's like jumping around and singing that little riff that actually releases something in the body that enables the riff. And some people would think that it will make her voice shake or whatever, but no. It was just on the contrary. It just made it flow better. So here she put a little bit of and then it became a little flat. So that's what a little bit of effort can do. But yeah, it was like, yeah, and I heard that before, like 2 notes in the whole song. Okay, yeah, so I can see here she has a little bit less stamina specifically on this day for the last notes. I can totally forgive that, because the delivery is impeccable. So I love this. So now I'm curious to hear what she sounds a lot later in life. So around the age of 62, something like that, we have another clip. Let's take a look. And you guessed it, it's the same song, but it just helps us, to compare, right? So let's hear Girls Wanna Have Fun one more time. Same dance. It's like she hasn't aged at all. What was that?
In the morning light, my mother says, what you gonna do with your life? I'm mommy deep, we're not the fortunate wives, and girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls, they wanna have fun.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? Guys, this was better. She sings better at 62 than at 32? I'm about to cry. Oh my God. I can't believe this. Okay. Maybe it was just a beginner's luck and then it's gonna go downhill from there. Something tells me probably not. What? That was really good. Moving on. I guess that's what happens when you just keep on dancing. Okay. So high note, quite impressive. It was a tiny bit of air added to it, so it made it not as smooth, but she saved it because she just she went there anyway. And then there was this one note that was a bit flat because she was reaching for it. But all in all, it's just really great singing. Really great singing. I want to sound like this when I'm 62, please. Oh my God, did you hear that? Like all this added vibrato and resonance to the voice. Like, what have you been doing? So yeah, just pointing out, same badass face, same twang, but then something more depth and more resonance. Unbelievable. I'm really shocked. Sounds like she changed the melody a little bit just because she was bored of singing the same melody exactly the way it is over and over for decades. That's legitimate. But it also sounds a little bit like she needs like a bit more of a quote-unquote break. Like she needs a breath here and there. And so the phrases are a tiny bit shorter. Again, that's legit, but when she gives the voice, it's completely there. And I think occasionally it sounds a tiny bit more tired, like really, really tiny bit. And I'm just guessing because that's the way it feels to me. So it's really just a guess that it's psychological more than anything else. There is nothing vocally there that should prevent her from singing exactly what she did all those years. Like it's getting tired towards the end. And I mean, that happened actually when she was 32 as well. It was a little bit tired, but it sounded more like a choice of making the last note airy or whatever. But yeah, it actually is a little bit just letting go of the technique, letting go of the support. And I actually call that sometimes the last note syndrome, because everybody wants to do that. Just sing, 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 and then let go of the last note. And it escapes you. It's just like it's not in your grip anymore. But that was the last note that was properly maintained and supported and had all the good stuff in it. Okay. Yeah, no, this is not as good as 30 years ago, but again, it's more psychological than anything else. She has the ability to do that riff because she did the first half of it perfectly. And then what happened in the second half is that something dropped, yeah? So either the support or maybe she went a little bit, you know, down with the position of her instrument. Like she changed something in the instrument and then it wasn't as good. That happens all the time. And ideally you would just stay where you are and you just go, ah, and you don't have to move anything and you don't have to change anything. And you saw she was moving her head up and down there, which is just not necessary. But again, in her voice, vocal ability, she has the ability. So everything is there. So just that, yeah, I'm a bit speechless. I tip the hat that I don't have on. Cyndi is a legend, and I'm actually really curious, and I wish I could find something from very recently to see what happened in the past. I guess it was like 8 years, but this, everybody should aspire to be as much in shape and as good vocally at this age as her. So I'm very, very excited and impressed by that. That was really fun. A fun surprise. But yeah, there you have it. Cyndi Lauper is, you know, just as much of a diva as she ever was. Yeah, those issues that we just discussed, they're all very manageable, in my opinion. So I'm a bigger fan of hers as ever before. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you for watching this with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy singing. Bye.